Trigger warning. This show may include spiders, water ladders, heights, opinions, bad takes, alcohol, coffee trees, a strangely handsome host, a giant, and a bald ginger. Luckily, YouTube has provided a slider to increase your enjoyment. If these things bother you, just click the red X at the top of the browser window. For those that are not sissies, enjoy the show.
Italian Spider-Man.
誰だお前は。地獄からの使者スパイダーマン。
Batman is actually Bruce Wayne. Spider-Man is actually Peter Parker.
Wookie, you're so bad.
I like that. You're so bad.
It's a friend of mine, Galaxy. She does some spray painting on Instagram. But this is Something Sunday. I'm your host, Wookie Be Bad. Today we are joined by Magitech Mags. We are honored by her presence here. And of course we have
like an applause or anything I put in there. Jesus, 8 minutes later. Okay. Hey, can you find the weirdest possible applause to put in there? Thanks.
I'm gonna come.
That's a good one.
Well, hey.
We're also joined by Joker. Once again, he seems to be starting to be a regular here.
I know. You lucky boy. And live simulcasting from my channel as well.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. That's a great new feature they added to StreamYards. So, also we do have our regular host here, Tyler. How's it going, Tyler? How you been?
I'm good. I'm great. You brought me in and kicked Static out. I appreciate that. Thank you. Good to know that, guys.
Static this week is on vacation.
And with Mags, we've improved the scenery here too.
Yeah, we've raised the estrogen levels. Sure. Oh, well, maybe not with Static being gone. It's probably about the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kind of a wash. Yeah.
And Acid's decided to join us today. How you doing, Acid? Acid. Uh-oh.
I'm here. I'm just waiting for your money to clear the bank first before I start talking. All right.
But he just did his first couple of Rumble streams all day, moved over from Twitch. He's starting to get the hang of things. Now, if we can just give him a simulcast on YouTube at the same time.
Right.
I'm learning.
Yeah, we're teaching him slowly. Yeah. So, Mags, we got the opportunity to have you on here. I like to ask our guests a couple of questions if they've never been on here before. Joker, we just tell to shut up now. How did you get started in all this?
About donuts.
I had my journey was, I did like the Clone Wars when I watched it later or what have you. So I was waiting for season 7, but in the meantime, Last Jedi happened, and as I say, that movie confused me. I was like, what the heck is going on with Star Wars? I was a little confused because I kind of liked Force Awakens, but I knew something was off there. And then The Last Jedi was like, what just happened? I mean, I still have the ticket, but I feel like my brain went into like safeguard amnesia because I think I was just so appalled by that movie. But I remember watching season 7 of the Clone Wars and thinking, all right, so where's this dichotomy of terrible movie here, and at least we had some decent kind of Star Wars going on over here. So I started searching online, looking online, and I came across actually a Reddit post about Mauler. And so I discovered EFAP, and from there discovered Geeks and Gamers, Nerdrotic, Gary from Nerdrotic, and every Critical Drinker, everybody else, and including Midnight's Edge. And I was listening to, sorry to subscribe, listening to everybody or what have you. So I was more of a lurker in chat. This was like 2 years ago or so. And then the Gina Carano thing happened. And then that's when I made my voice heard in chat at Midnight's Edge. from there, I haven't shut up. So, but yeah, it's that's how I got my place started. I became a mod there at Midnight's Edge, and I'm very humble and grateful for that opportunity that they allowed me to do it. But yeah, it's been wonderful discovering all these new voices and seeing everybody grow over the years. I keep seeing new faces in chats, and that's what we need. We need to start drowning out the woke nonsense and the woke noise and keep speaking. So just like Joker voice. So
Hashtag keep talking. Which all things, if all things fall into place, there will be an announcement tomorrow night on Cannoli Sasquatch, where he and his team will be reviewing Todd Phillips's Joker film, which I will be a guest, and you lucky folks will get to see the full me.
Jesus.
So I basically, I know a lot of people in chats would say, hey, Maggie, Mags, you should be able to start your own YouTube channel. And I was like, well, I had done it under my own personal account, which was just straight up Mags, because I didn't want to reveal my entire name. So I had to create this channel name, Magic Tech Mags, because I actually have a friend who helped me come up with the name, because I wanted to keep the Mags name because everybody knows me as Mags, but I liked Final Fantasy VI, and so did he. So we came up with Magic Tech Mags because I figured that rolled off the tongue a little bit better, and everybody else can just call me Mags. So there you go.
Mags.
So that's how I got myself started.
Mags, yeah. I stutter. There's nothing that rolls off my tongue. So
Drool.
So.
Yeah, I thought the Magitech was from the Final Fantasy series there, because it's used a little bit in there.
Yep.
So, and I see you do a bunch of plays of Final Fantasy VI.
Oh yeah.
On your channel.
Yep, and I've recently added a feature to my OBS to be able to live stream both on Kick and YouTube. So I'm trying that out. And last week it didn't go so well for whatever reason. My internet connection was being funny, so that was really hilarious. But yeah,
you need to drop that OBS thing, because then I can't join, because that thing's a nightmare to get through.
Well, it's right now it's the only way for me to have something at least working through, and
gotcha.
That's the only way to do it for me. But yeah, so that's how I got myself started. I do have some ideas and plans, and of course, within everything, I don't do this full time, so it's I have work, and I have family, and I have other life things. So it's a matter of balancing things, and how balancing things are. So just like today, I was doing laundry and then I ran here. So it's like.
Thank you for all the folks joining in the chat from my channel who are watching here.
Yeah, guys, how's it going? Yeah,
I have a question.
All right.
This Mags, I see you on Twitter, and you do a lot of retweets and everything like that. Yes. So do you have issues when you're like streaming and people usually come to your chats and usually get backlash or threats or anything like? Because I've noticed when people post things or repost, some controversial things that people don't like, they usually come harass them, especially you being female. And does that happen a lot to you? Or have you dodged the bullet yet? Well, I mean, I'm saying I'm looking at your stuff and I'm just kind of curious about that.
Luckily, not really. I did come across, I don't really jump into too much, like into the hornet's nest, so to speak, but I do support like everybody that's out there, because it doesn't matter what your voice is. It's everybody has everybody has a right to an opinion. But I know it was that I made an opinion on something several weeks, it was over a month ago, I think now, and I got attacked by a bunch of male feminists, so that was fun. But in the meantime, that was on Twitter. But in the meantime, I don't think I've seen anything in chat. And if I have, then I have wonderful mods who keep people in line and really know when to kick back. They're like the bouncers of my chat. This is so to speak. So but so far I haven't. Of course, I'm just a small YouTube channel, and I don't really have much of much clout, to be quite honest, for people to come, knocking at my door and harass me. But as right now, not, I haven't seen anything, and I'm pretty sure that will happen eventually. So
She also seems like she's thick-skinned too. It seems like you can dish
She's
it back
Irish.
up.
Yeah, it's just I see that a lot, especially with female streamers. Whatever they post on Twitter, you got to be careful, or you repost, because you usually get attacked, and they think because women are more sensitive or something like that they're susceptible to be hate speech to them.
well, they
Don't
can
fuck with Mags.
yeah,
especially like they'll tweet you, or they'll retweet, or they'll send you messages, and it just gets nasty.
well, they can fuck around and find out.
That's my girl. That's my girl.
I'll be right back, gentlemen. I am completely sorry, but I have allergies and I need to wipe my eyes a little bit. Sorry. I'll be right
She has DoorDash. She's got DoorDash. That's what it is.
No, I gotta I'll be right back, guys. I'm sorry.
Caucasian Sasquatch, Jesus. Come on now. What's up, Rolando Flores?
Chat here. Oh. So, while we're waiting, where was it at? I had something a little to go over.
Is Brandon Looney Tunes fan one of your followers?
Yes, he is. That is a great guy. Great guy. He just hit about 1,261 subs, Brandon. God, you're awesome, dude. Okay, so if everyone wants to, this guy, it is Looney Tunes. His entire channel is Looney Tunes. He is awesome. Love the guy. And he's just building and building and building.
We should have had him on the cartoon rankings one then.
Maybe, yeah.
That would have been good.
Wheel Snakes, what's up, guys?
Hey,
So, Mags, I take it you like Star Wars if you were waiting for Clone Wars. What do you think about the future of that franchise?
I thought it was already in the ground 6 feet under.
Well, I mean, they're still making shows, supposedly.
Oh, I know, but they're dead.
I mean,
it's dead.
It's basically necrophilia or cultural necrophilia at this point.
Yeah, and this last season of Mando just confirmed it.
Yeah. I saw the first 4 episodes, and oh, by the way, this is my cat Tara, so she will be making a presence. She's named after my favorite character, Tara. So there you go.
Gotcha.
I saw the first 4 episodes of Boba Fett, and I literally lost my mind. It wasn't just out of anger; it was more like I was laughing my butt off because I just like, what is this insanity? I'm going to an insane asylum right now.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
At this point, no. Not with the way
like
culture is.
She took a hit of the
food
smile.
is quite good.
But I think part of the problem with that is we'll get into it here with Spider-Man that I just showed. I showed Joker a tweet right before that is part of the pop culture problem.
Right.
But so we're gonna start hopping into Spider-Man here, and we usually start off with.
You mean Miles?
Yes, we're gonna start with Miles.
Are we getting into this shit already?
You might as well pull the Band-Aid off. So there you go.
Well, I mean, it didn't do bad.
No, it's what was it? The weekend projections has it at 208.
Yeah, so right now it's saying 208. That's not including everything from today, but that's the projected for today.
Correct.
And they're usually pretty close.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, on Sunday it's pretty much within a couple million.
Yeah, the domestic was 120. They were above Guardians, below Super Mario.
Not much above Guardians, and
no.
And Guardians, I believe, is at 780 and change.
Yes, so that is right at the cusp of making money.
They got about another 20 million more, but it's only been 31 days. The thing has like another 60 days, so break even is almost guaranteed.
Yeah,
making a little profit, okay, but oh God, Marvel is in so much trouble because Phase 4 operated at a loss, and this phase, as of this year, you had Ant-Man, Guardians, and the Marvels. The Marvels is gonna die, absolutely die.
I'm gonna celebrate that.
And so, and with no other Disney film that has turned a profit.
Logical Spock, what's up, man?
What's up, Logic?
We got another Sasquatch. Is there 3 Sasquatches in the chat?
Looks like there's 3 Sasquatches in the chat right now.
So I would call the Marvels the vaginas at this point.
I don't know. Ant-Man was looking like one in his own movie.
This could really be an entire year where no Disney film turns a profit.
Yeah. So I'm shocked. I mean, well, they got what, 20 million for Little Mermaid, got 20 million for the first week domestic, international.
What was the drop for the Mermaid this week?
46%, 49%.
The drop was 46%?
Yeah.
That's actually not a bad at all.
That's not a bad drop.
It's 58%.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
Yeah, he's saying it's almost 60%.
Weekend to weekend is almost 60%.
Yeah.
Which is not, that's not terrible. It's less than 60, so
anything
40 to 50,
they have to break. I think they have to break a. I forget what the break even point is, but it's not looking too good anyway.
Anything
for the Mermaid.
Yeah, for the Little Mermaid,
it's probably got to get
like
750.
Yeah, well, they dropped 80 million the week before it came out on more advertising.
The Mermaid has to hit about 800 million at least.
Yeah,
to break even. That's not good.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
And especially with all the other new movies coming out in the next weekends and everything, it's probably
and
it might get to 4, maybe 5.
And what was it? Because this coming weekend, you got the Transformers coming out. June is stacked with competition.
Yes. With I think Barbie and Oppenheimer, and then you have
Oppenheimer's July.
Rise of the Beasts.
Oh, it's July. Okay.
Yeah, and Rise of the Beasts next week.
Yep.
Okay.
I already got my tickets.
So do I. It's called Click.
I'm not going to.
But yeah, the big shocker is Guardians. They had such an abysmal opening.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah,
and they are still holding on and holding on.
30% holds and all that stuff.
Well, this weekend to weekend is the first 50 plus drop. It's like 51%, but the week to week was like 26% drop.
Yeah, and it's in its 5th week now. So
because of word of mouth.
Right.
Yes, that's exactly why. They put all the leaks out that everyone was going to die. No one wants to watch their favorite characters die.
And what was it? Because I think it's legging out. I think Guardians is legging right now at like a 276.
276.
Legging out. It's legging out at like a 2.7.
Yeah, so it's right here. Yeah, it started kicking over at like 214.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Looks like Fast X
ready to start.
Too.
Well, Fast X. Well, actually, what was it? The Valiant. What was it? The Valiant Renegade did a great thing on. Did a great video on how the metrics that Universal does for those films, and it's going to bomb at the box office. So it's going to look like a complete disaster. But with all the extra stuff they do, the second tier and third tier revenue streams, it will make it will at worst break even.
Yeah. You think Transformers is going to make $1 billion?
No.
It would probably struggle to get to half.
I lost track of how many Transformer movies there are now.
I know, me too. Because I liked the first one. But I didn't. I felt like I saw several other sequels that came out. It felt like almost Fast and the Furious. It just seemed like, oh, there's another one.
I heard John Cena was in one of them. I was like, why?
Well, John Cena was in the Bumblebee one. That one was like the best one besides the first one. And I think that's the sequel.
I still have to watch that
to
one.
Bumblebee, right?
Me too.
I just lose interest in it. It's just like, well.
And I think that's where most folks got introduced to Haley Steinfeld.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she was in the True Grit remake, and then Disney got their
shit. Yeah, she was the kid.
And then Disney got their claws in her, and she's now Hawkeye. I mean, Kate Bishop. I mean, gender swapped Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm.
I still can't get over the Rotten Tomatoes score I'm looking at and all the reviews.
Oh, what? Little Mermaid?
Yeah, I just look at it. I'm just
all the
reading
bots,
it,
you
you
mean?
know, the top critics, all the critics, and they're just saying, "Oh, great! It's such beautiful graphics, and everything's wonderful, and the music's wonderful."
Well, you see, IMDb changed their rating system. I've got that article too.
Yep, I saw that. I saw that announcement.
I thought that Aquafina song was just a banger.
That's funny.
What's up, AJ?
Hey, what's
Abomination.
up?
What's up, man?
What's up, Corey? I'm not going to say what's up to Duke.
I don't know if Static reached out to you or not.
To me?
No, to AJ. But something that hurt that helped Guardians. I think this stuff right here is definitely going to hurt because this is going to get passed around on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Fathers and mothers are going to see this stuff, and this is part of the problem. Gwen Stacy is transgender. Everybody shut the F up. I don't care if it's just a theory. It's literally thrown in your face multiple times. Her entire story is legit and obviously trans allegory from the beginning.
It is
She
not.
Transgender, end of story.
Bullshit. I call bullshit.
She's got the Protect Trans Kids poster, but that's about it.
Yeah.
You know where this mindset does come from a lot, because I remember several years ago, and this is why Twitter is messed up as it is right now, even with Elon, but why it kind of got really weird and messed up. Because I had a Tumblr account because I liked following people's art, and some of it was really good or what have you. But let me tell you, there are some strange people on there that put that they literally like they insert all of these things into these stories.
Yes.
This is what they do. This is literally what I would see on a Tumblr post. This is exactly a Tumblrina. So it's so annoying because they'll say things like, Luke is bisexual, shut the fuck up. And it's like, where's the implication for that? Like, there is nothing there for that. And it's because they just completely and utterly insert, and it's almost like I've been watching SG1 for the first time. So it's almost like a Gua'uld taking over a body as a host and like implanting their idea and themselves into this. And that's what it seems like. And it's a very grotesque way of doing it. And it's like, stop with this character headcanon stuff. It's annoying.
So Tumblr for a while became the go-to site for really depraved fan fiction.
I had to delete my account because I kept seeing so much. It's disgusting. Let's just put it that way.
There was like one of the big story arcs that they would do was they would take the Winchester brothers from Supernatural and have of them be gay lovers. Yeah. That was a big one. Then Tumblr got sold, and the new owner said, "That's it, no more smut." So,
and then the Tumblrinas came to Twitter, and this is exactly what you would see on Tumblr. Seriously, I'm not joking. Like this has been going on for years.
Yeah,
and I had to delete it because it was just yeah. So this stuff is so annoying, and unfortunately, it does. I mean, they have their voice; they can say whatever they want, but people also have a voice to point it out that it's a bad take. So there's that.
This is gatekeeping. Yeah. This is exactly what this is. This is gatekeeping. This is mine. It's not yours. Yep. Stay away from it. I'm going to scare the normal people away from this product, so it is mine.
Right. And not only that,
and then they're not going to buy the Steelbook.
And not only that, but it's like it's there's already established lore, so to speak. And I'm just speaking in general for stuff, for fans and fandoms and IPs and everything. They take over and they do this. That's what I mean by like they're like a ghoul. They just completely take over and then they say this is mine. And that you like if you're older fans of something or original fans of something, and if you sorry cat, if you're trying to understand the story, it's like they just completely swarm and they just like it's like a parasite, and they try to tell us that we don't belong, and it's like what? How does that work?
That sounds like Twitter all right now. Like when Elon took over, it was like, well, we're leaving here, we're gonna make our own, and then that didn't work, and then everybody was trying to make a new Twitter, like that other company, and they thought.
Mr. Chickle Trunk in chat said it right, because that's exactly what I would see on there all the time. Pronouns and bios also came from Tumblr. The same crowd used to put their mental illnesses and phobias next to their names. That's exactly that's what I would see. So seriously, if you see that, then that's basic, like the whole Mars, Leo, whatever. That is basically a Tumblrina. Like so, that is literally saying that they either came from Tumblr or they currently are still on Tumblr.
So you can see all this cringe stuff right here.
Yes, they would put that on their bio stuff.
It says that they're 15 years old. What is a 15-year-old worrying about somebody's gender for? Well, I was about time you start thinking about it, but
this is also these cultists, I guess, is the best way to describe them. They think they are going to put pressure on Sony to conform to their mindset.
Well, they already did. Look at the sign.
True.
Acid, let's get a professional opinion on this.
No, what'd you say a minute? You said 15 years old. What?
That's what they said. They say in their profile that they're 15.
Yeah.
It probably identified.
You said that the age. No, I was trying to remember what he said. He said the age is when you start thinking about gender.
Yeah.
That's around you're about 2 years old. Actually, you start having gender identity typical around 2. They become conscious of what between male and female, boys, girls, whatever. That's clinically shown.
Maybe you shouldn't put too much thought in what a 15-year-old has to say online.
What? There's hundreds of these. There are hundreds, if not thousands of them.
There's hundreds of age 4 to 5 is when they start having like their gender identity. They start to understand what their gender identity is, like around 5.
Because there's multiple stupid teens doesn't make it better.
Yeah,
teens are stupid.
But no, what I'm saying is, someone will see this and share it on Facebook. A dad will see this, share it on Facebook. I'm not taking my kids to go see this, and share it with all his friends. I'm not taking my kid to go see this. Yep. This affects the box office.
It does.
And Hollywood is assisting in this.
You're right that this is a form of gatekeeping, but it's a form of gatekeeping in a corrupted sense.
Correct.
Of the term of it.
No, they're not doing it to protect the brand. They're doing it to make it just for themselves. And then when they're done with it, they'll go to something else.
Exactly.
And leave it ruined. I think Gary talks about that a lot, about them destroying franchises and moving on. But so like I see my friend who's a dad, and he'll send it to the whole soccer team, and that whole soccer team's not going to go see the movie.
Yep.
So they think they're being Barney Badass, and they're destroying their franchise. It's disgusting.
Well, really and the thing is, I'm pretty sure like they probably like this movie or like this Miles Morales version of Spider-Man or being a Spider-Man type, but they're just they have no clue of the origins of Spider-Man or anything, and I'm pretty sure they probably don't even buy anything. So, but they have. It's almost like social media is like allowing these types of voices because now they have no filter and they have no shame either.
And I love it. And a friend of Mags and mine, and I'm sure everyone else is here, Tom Connors, unapologetically just rips him apart, saying Miles Morales is not Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it's very well shown in the movie. He doesn't
What
want
do
to
you
be
mean he's not?
Spider-Man. He wants to be
The
Miles
Spider-Man
Morales.
movie.
Right.
He's Spider-Man
And
in the Spider-Man movie. What do you mean?
I'm sorry, what?
He's Spider-Man in the Spider-Man movie.
No.
How is he not Spider-Man?
He is Miles the Morales.
Yeah.
If he was
He's
Miles Morales,
Spider-Man in
if
this
he was
Spider-Man
Spider-Man, he
movie.
would have stepped in line with the rest of the Spider-Man and not gone against him. He
Yeah.
is
has-
his own person.
He has spider powers, but he is not Spider-Man. Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Always has been, always will be. Even in toys.
Got his bit by a
Even-
spider, dresses
even
like
on-
Spider-Man.
Well, that's because
not
Miles
Spider-Man?
Morales' story is literally the same thing as Peter
Beat for
Parker's
beat.
story, and Peter
Yeah.
Parker is the origin story. So
Uh,
he's Miles
Okay,
Morales
no,
is not.
I mean, I understand the origin story, but it's
Yeah,
still,
Miles Morales
it's
is
still-
not.
he's
It's
still
nothing
Spider-Man
without
in
Peter
this movie.
Parker. That's
Yeah,
the problem.
So Eric July showed it. Half of Miles Morales' books are panel for panel Spider-Man.
Spider-Man books. Yep.
Yes, he is
What
a.
up, Pet?
The creator said he created it because of Barack Obama.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And he's like, oh, it's great,
Spider-Man in
because
those
he was biracial himself. He's like, oh, my son gets to see a guy with the last name Morales as Spider-Man. Well, you already had 2099 at the time. You had Miguel O'Hara.
Right.
So is he Spider-Man?
No.
No,
Nobody's
he's
Spider-Man.
Miguel O'Hara. He's
I mean-
Spider-Man 2099.
Even Spider
Is that
Gwen.
right? Nobody is Spider-Man except for Peter Parker.
Correct.
Correct.
Yeah.
Even Spider
And
Gwen,
why is that? Because he was first.
because he is the
He's
Origins.
the original Spider-Man. He
He's
is the
template.
Spider-Man.
Every Spider-Man has his story. If you watch the movie, you will understand that.
I saw them.
I mean, even
I
okay,
mean, they all
so
get bit by the spider, but it's a different person. So they're not
so
Spider-Man because it's
so
not Peter
so
Parker.
even Spider Gwen is supposed to be Spider Woman, who is Jessica Drew. And in this film they have the race swapped Jessica Drew. Jessica Drew is a white.
Is this the pregnant one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fractions is a good here too.
That's
Even
not
Scarlet
Spider-Woman.
Spider.
Then is that right? That's not Spider-Woman because it's a different race.
Correct.
Okay, so it has to be a white Spider-Man and a white Spider-Woman.
Well,
It-
that's where the story
Well,
started.
Peter
No,
Parker
I-
is the original Spider-Man, so he
Hey,
is
Nomi.
the Spider-Man.
Okay,
Doesn't
no,
matter
yeah,
what doesn't matter
again,
what
I
he
understand the
is. He
origin
was
of it.
created as the Spider-Man.
Right.
Everybody else everybody else has their own, like there's Spider-Gwen. She's not Spider-Girl or Spider-Man. She is Spider-Gwen. I mean, it's like they all have their own thing. And Miles Morales is Miles Morales. He's not the Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah, like
But he's
Fractions
Spider-Man in
said,
the
even
universe.
the
It doesn't
Scarlet
matter if it's a
Spider-
girl or boy
He's
or
a
anything else.
Spider-Man in his
They're
universe.
not, like Gwen Stacy is not Spider-Man. It's like
Right.
Okay, yeah,
And
I'm not getting.
and these two films have done everything to denigrate Peter Parker.
yep.
Yeah, the first movie he had lost everything. The
He was
Peter
a
that comes
loser.
in the galaxy. The first Peter dies because of Miles,
Mm-hmm.
and in that movie, the Peter that comes in, the one that trains him, I guess that's supposed to be 616 Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was divorced from MJ, a loser. You know, living in a tiny ass apartment, eating pizza off the floor like Ryan Kennel. But yeah, so they completely degrade him. And if you've seen the new comic stuff, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they've done everything they can to, and Peter Parker outsells Miles Morales all day, every day.
Like 10-1.
Yes.
10-1.
Like half of Miles Morales' books don't crack the top 200. That means nobody buys them, but you hear all this ranting and raving online.
Oh yeah.
Right.
No one actually reads Miles Morales.
And Ripa Ripa says it completely the best. These people can only find legitimacy in replacing an established white, generally male character. That is why Falcon is now Cap.
Mm-hmm. Or as they say, Captain Falcon.
Or Falcon Cap.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Well, and that's like Bucky Barnes. When Bucky was Captain America, he was not Captain America. He was just standing in Captain America's spot.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this also goes to the mindset that Marvel had for some time, because Kevin, you good?
Pickle Trunk has the correct term here. Activists like the idea of Miles Morales, but they do not pay for him.
Yes.
No, correct.
Yes.
They'll talk about it, but they don't put their money where their mouth is.
So Tyler, to really break it down, watch Ripa's video on tokenization.
Yep.
He breaks it down. He even talks about like they've had like alternate universe Peter Parkers that are not Spider-Man because it's just a reused character. The original character is the character. These are just other people they've made to go along with it.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have to be a different color. They just have to be a little bit different. It's a reused character.
%.
Yeah. So a voice actress said that working on a movie changed her life.
Really?
Yeah. So, where is it at in here? She's like, she plays a pregnant version of Spider-Woman in Across the Spider-Verse.
A race swapped.
Yeah. Where is it at? Drew became one of the biggest players in the main cast of the sequel. Really? Because she didn't do shit in the movie.
She was barely in that. That was Miles and Gwen. That film there was a Miles story and a Gwen story. That's it.
Like once Miguel came in there, Miguel took especially when they were in the other world, Miguel took a towering presence.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
But
I don't understand
Okay,
this.
so-
I don't understand this obsession. Have you guys have noticed this lately? It seems to be cropping up more of this obsession of pregnant women being like especially very pregnant looking women fighting. I don't understand this concept.
I'm sorry, childbearing person. Thank you very much.
That's right. I'm not a biologist, apparently. I just don't understand it.
Is this like a common thing? This is the first time I've seen a pregnant woman
It's
fight.
been cropping up more and more. There was I think there was a pregnant woman on the Wheel of Time show, or it was the Wheel of Prime show, and she was she was like at least looking like 7 or 8 months pregnant or something like that. Like, come on, this is like
Avatar 2. Thank you, Static.
yeah, it's like, come on, this is not realistic
Well,
whatsoever.
meaning back in the old days, women worked and gave birth and went back to work.
Yeah, I
In the
know.
old days in the fields.
But I mean,
Camelot-
fighting in battle like this
Right.
doesn't make any sense.
Camelot showed a woman the other day. She looked like she's about 6 months pregnant. She was still deadlifting and stuff. But I mean,
for her.
she was a professional lifter.
Is she fighting though?
No, because one hit you,
Exactly.
you're done.
That's what I was specifically asking.
Yeah.
Like, what is with this weird obsession of pregnant women and fighting in battles? I don't.
I mean, dear
understand.
God. I mean,
It's
dear
just
God.
hot.
I mean, when
It might be a Hollywood fetish.
Well, I mean, even when there's a female wrestler who gets knocked up, she does not compete for quite a long time. There's
Yeah, you know.
right.
You could deadlift, but she's not fighting. Like,
Yeah.
there's complete and utter difference
Yeah.
between the two.
But she said
It
here,
would be
she's
hilarious to have like pregnant women fighting though, like each other.
Okay,
You started
okay,
battles?
okay, Tyler.
I don't advise it.
Okay.
I
I learned
fully support this.
that I do not support, or that being in the city that I am, where there is a taste for just about anything and any depraved act you could think of. I have a friend who works at a gentleman's club, and it's generally a lower class of those clubs. There was a pregnant girl on stage working the pole.
Tyler wouldn't know why you didn't tell him.
Did you get like a video for me or
No. No. But
Well,
yes.
rude? First of all, rude.
Next time you come to town, then we'll go there.
Is she like obviously pregnant?
Oh,
Like
like
Spider
eight,
Woman pregnant?
like 8 months.
So you got to go back to Vegas in less than a month.
It may have not been like she just had Chipotle or something.
Oh no.
Or Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go.
But yeah, she goes on here and she says it was a little intimidating. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't gone through this experience yet, and to portray someone going through it and kicking people's ass, I was like, whoa. And it was jarring to know that this version of Spider-Woman they had chosen, the more I read on her, the more I was able to become her. I was like, oh, she's so damn cool and so sacrificial in a way. You
stood in a booth. You stood in a booth.
She didn't physically do this.
You stood in a booth as someone who does this on the side. There is no physical part of this. You stand in a booth and speak into a microphone. Well, Wookie, thanks for the avatar there.
Nightmare.
He was on the bootleg MF for the other night. He doesn't know it.
And like Joker Voice is saying, like how does she, like, you're just voicing a character. You're not physically doing the actual work to be able to, with all of these stunts and choreography and movements that are in the animated movie itself. It's like, what are you talking? Like, you're just voicing a character. You're not doing any of the actual like stuff that's going on. Like, what the freak?
Hey, Pet, remember when you're tipping pregnant strippers, you're tipping for two.
And I did.
I'm gonna make that a t-shirt.
That's what he needs, a pregnant stripper on a t-shirt with the dogs throwing him boners.
Oh God, that is hilarious.
So he has like these pet dogs that he animates. It's pretty funny. But they have these treats called boners.
Yeah, they do.
Boners dog biscuits.
Ew.
Dog biscuits. We love Pat.
He actually drew my dog. Remember my dog that passed away? He drew that and made it animated.
Oh, I do.
I want to toss. So
that was a while back.
I want to toss the
oh God, tickle trunk.
Oh my God.
The lap dance is better when the strippers water break.
That is one.
Wow.
That would definitely be an unforgettable.
Well, guys, are we still live?
Oh, tickle.
Okay.
Wow.
Hey, Corey brought up a good point. I didn't even think about that. You could be liable for child support if you're doing that. Yeah.
So I want to bring up the one thing because everyone brings up the trans kids' rights thing. Spoiler alert: in the scene where Miles has to have a conference with his counselor and his mom and dad, mind you, his dad is a cop. On his backpack, you can clearly see a Black Lives Matter patch.
And no, like Blue Lives Matter or then Blue Line or any kind of police lives. Yeah. I noticed that in the trans life. That was the only like SJW stuff that I noticed in the movie though. Was just I think those two things. Oh, and the Indian guys, they had something about colonizing. But
they have to throw that in there. Colonizers.
More than I did.
So my biggest problem with that movie and political messaging is Spider-Punk. So in the first,
I liked him.
Yeah, but the first thing is tell me you don't know anything about the Sex Pistols or Johnny Rotten without telling me you don't know anything about the Sex Pistols and Johnny Rotten. Everything about him is styled after the Sex Pistols with the way the guitars, the cars.
Yeah, it was very
all that
very
stuff.
derivative of that.
But if you watch his intro, it's like fascism, defeat the patriarchy. There's all kinds of stuff on those buildings. Fascism is front and center.
And yet,
I didn't catch any of this.
And yet in that the moment because they were hitting at him the entire time, they cucked Miles because clearly Gwen has banged.
I got that too. Yeah, that's another reason why I thought like, she's not trans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and she also says if whenever a Gwen falls in love with a Spider-Man, it's something happens to one of the two. And that's because Gwen dies, So I guess she fell in love with Peter. Peter died. She got bit by the spider. Peter didn't. Evidently, Peter became the lizard trying to become special like her. So, there's a lot of stuff they turn on its head there. The BLM thing, I think they should have rethought that, especially with the pending court cases, bankruptcy, all the money laundering that they're being accused of.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit about bankruptcy. Yeah.
Well, a lot of these movies were being thought of, created in starting in production type of thing more than like 2 or 3 years ago. So you're talking
they could take that out before it went to.
Oh yeah, I
Photoshop
believe you, but the thing is, these people, they're so proud of themselves that they have to put that stuff out there. It's like,
well, they have to get the ESG points and the CEI score and
check
all that other stuff.
I find that very interesting. Actually, the scores, the rankings, it's just amazing.
The cool one to really check out is the one that's run by Soros. Was it the CEI score? That's an actual credit score.
CEI?
Yes. And so if your CEI score is not high enough and your vendors continue to deal with you, they will go after your vendors.
What?
So they will start lowering your vendors' credit scores because they deal with you.
Yep.
Oh my God.
BlackRock.
Yeah.
I need to look this up because I need to.
I went into ESG.
It's really interesting.
Video a little bit.
Okay.
The CEI, I'm starting to do a little digging on. I'll probably come out with a video on that too. But
okay.
Yeah, basically these companies, they don't care if this movie tanks. They're getting their money elsewhere.
Yeah.
So they're getting it from your 401k, your stock plans, all that stuff.
Us.
Mm-hmm. But Joker's not here right now, but we're going to go ahead and talk about this.
Hey, what's up, Matt?
Spider-Man producer announces 2 more movies to release after No Way Home. Supposedly we're going to get a live-action Miles Morales. Did you notice the live-action stuff in the movie? Like the live-action Prowler?
You mean like Donald Glover sitting there in live action?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they kept referencing the movies too. I did like the fact that they referenced the movies.
I like that too. Yeah.
And showed stuff. I like the fact that they put the little comic book bubbles up, like explaining each Spider-Man, or when Miles was invisible, you could see his thoughts. They did do a lot of stuff good in that movie, but just some of it was so bad.
I mean, overall,
so that is Jessica Drew. That is Spider-Woman in that picture. You kind of get that from the other girl with the way the eyes and the little, but they
she didn't even have like any mask or anything. It was just like glasses.
Yeah,
it's obviously a pregnant lady, and she's got glasses on. It's not going to hide your identity at all.
Yeah. So, Craven was in that movie, like a demented-looking Craven.
Yeah.
Like I said, I enjoyed a lot of the stuff they did in the background of that movie, but
Spider Horse. I like Spider Horse.
Spider Horse. How about Peter Park Car?
Yeah, that was good. Like an animated
Did you get to watch it, Acid?
So these are going to be like, this is how I see Spider-Man now. It's like when I watched the first, second, 1, 2, and 3, loved them. I could watch 1 and 2 a lot, but now it's like all these it's like,
you mean like the Tobey Maguire one?
Like, yeah, like I could watch that one. It was, it was fun.
Oh yeah.
But it's like one time, and I really don't want to watch it again. It's like I don't care.
Yeah,
there's nothing that gets me going. Man, I can't wait. I could watch the Avengers, like Endgame, a couple of times, and I actually liked it, and that whole little ending. But I can't sit there and watch Thor because I think Thor is boring. All it to me is boring. It's not saying like it's all it's Paul Calder. I'm just saying it's a one and done for me because it just doesn't have anything that makes me go, oh man, I'm going to watch this again. It doesn't have it's all the same plot. Bad guy, good guy, beats good.
I think Top Gun is the only movie that I've watched more than once lately.
So when I was young,
Top Gun Maverick I've watched several times. Top Gun,
yeah. Oh yeah,
I've watched several times.
I will also say that I have watched just to get prepped for the upcoming Dune Part 2. I have watched Dune quite a few times.
I need to watch that Dune.
I cannot wait.
I cannot wait for Part 2. Honestly,
well, see, my reason for not watching it, I was burned out on
amazing.
But when I was a kid, my mom used to take me to their video store. We didn't go to Blockbuster because they were too expensive. We didn't have a whole lot of money, but we'd go to the video store.
Yeah,
and we'd rent like 2 movies, and I would watch every one of them like 20 times. I would rewind it and start over because for one, I knew they were expensive. We didn't have a lot of money, so it was like a special treat to get to run a video.
Did your
that
mom
was
like
like
let
us
you go to
too.
that room in the back?
No, we were never allowed in the back room.
You didn't have. You
Like,
didn't
I didn't watch movies. I was at the Nintendo area. Like, hey, Nintendo.
Oh, that's what I did during the week. But like, I watched Critters at like 9 years old. I taught my mom to let me watch all these scary movies.
That explains a lot.
Yeah,
This was great.
but yeah, I was explaining to Tyler that that's Jessica Drew right there. That's
Yeah.
actually her. So
Yes.
we're getting Madam Web, Craven, El Muerto. Is that going to be Miguel?
I believe so, but the thing about Craven, they're gonna screw up his.
He's a vegetarian,
right? It was like Craven the Hunter, which, okay. So he was like a C tier bad guy, but one of the best Spider-Man stories is Craven's Last Hunt. That was an amazing story.
Yeah, you're not going to get
looking
that.
for Kale now.
No,
That's probably a fair hot take.
Mhm.
I haven't watched the new one yet. I'll let you know if that's right or not.
So, did they announce recently the casting for Madam Web?
I have not heard it.
I thought
Anything.
it-
Well, everything is well, everything is on hold right now.
Yeah, well, actors are getting ready to strike, so it's done.
Okay, the cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, the director. I think I saw something that came across my Twitter feed that the Directors Guild or something like that. They're coming to a conclusion or some sort of
agreement.
But you know, a lot of people in the comments were like, or replies were like, "Yay, they can start writing stories again." And somebody else said, "You people are dumb. No, it has nothing to do with the writers. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The directors
So-
are going to be safe right now. That's the writers that are not." Like,
Well, so here's the
Yeah,
thing:
if I can say-
the Directors Guild usually doesn't fight, and
No.
they've been litigating for like 3 weeks.
yeah.
So, and if I can say, there's maybe the only silver lining to this writer's strike, it is going to create such a backlog that they're going to have that studios are going to have to prioritize what's going to be profitable, and opposed to what's going to appease the Twitter mob.
So I personally think if the writers get their way and the actors get their way with the residuals on streaming, and they have to report numbers, you're going to see a lot less content. If you're going to see the same amount of content, it's going to be individual filmmakers, independent filmmakers, and they're going to be leasing it from them.
Yeah, and just from that alone, Marvel's fucked.
Yeah. Well, and so what? DC, you were going to have we're going to have a Batman show on Amazon. And that what
I know of. Not that
Yeah,
I
I
know of.
thought they said that was coming. That they
Oh,
signed the deal. on it.
Animated.
Yeah, animated. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Ew.
yeah, that's
I don't know about that.
as far as like gun goes, I mean, Superman is on hold as of right now, but the Zaslav plan with the DCU is a 10-year plan. So to 10 years to get these things out, to basically sell it off then in 10 years.
Yeah. I think we're about to see a big shakeup in Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
Unless they do some backdoor swindling and get the Actors Guild away from the writers. Like we showed that video the other day where what's her name? She's saying they're already doing AI scripts.
Oh yeah. I mean, a lot of these movies that we've seen, we've all been saying, is this
Or TV
AI
shows.
scripted? Like, it's just it seems so
Script Doctor does an amazing job.
pointing that out. Yep. Yep.
So I think, and this is my personal opinion, I talked to some other people that some of them didn't like it, some of them did. But if you go through and you watch this movie and you pay attention to it like frame by frame in some of the action sequences, this bitch is CGI. Or there's a CGI filter put over top of it.
Yeah.
When Miles is fighting Spot the first time, there's like inconsistencies in the costumes, and stuff like that, frame by frame. That doesn't. It looks like when you watch someone said, "Oh, I created this on AI." That's exactly what it looks like.
Oh, one of those animated AI pieces that we've seen.
And I don't think the whole thing is. I think certain parts where it's like the characters are drawn in the background's AI, but there's a spot where Miles goes down the fire escape, and it almost looks like claymation at one time when he's going down that fire escape, changing his.
Maybe, yeah, okay.
Interesting.
So that's what I'm saying. That's a lot of work for nothing for 3 seconds of.
There's a lot of really cool different animation switches in it.
Which I want to say, and credit to this gal here when she posted Josiah Rice's Star Wars fan take thing, and I'm like, that was done in his backyard.
Yep.
Oh yeah, where the guy's on top of the TIE fighter and jumps
Yes.
off.
Yes, that was incredible. I was like, I got KOTOR vibes with that. And I haven't played KOTOR, but I've seen enough of like footage of KOTOR where I'm just like, I would love to see that on a theater.
Right? Don't leave. She hasn't played KOTOR. Just stay.
I grew up on the original movies, the original trilogy, and I watched that shit so much on the VHS tapes. Don't even
wore them out.
I still have a set of THX ones here somewhere.
Oh, I can show off mine right now.
I mean, they're probably blank by now, but
I actually, it's so funny. Because I don't want to get any specialized editions of anything because these are pre-specialized.
Acid.
What
is that?
Acid? Come on.
What the hell, Acid?
Hey, we were having a nice conversation.
I'm surprised you didn't put white stuff on the face.
What?
Lunar. Lunar Girl.
Mean?
Hey.
I don't understand.
Okay, so Lunar Girl is a friend. She's from the Red 5 net. She's from the Red 5.
She looks like Baby Yoda.
Well, she is, and don't hold that against her. She's a wonderful person. Thank you for your support, Lunar.
VHS tape is VHS.
It's
All right,
like a shitty
I'll
Blu-ray.
go get it. I'll go get it.
Shitty Blu-ray. So you have to rewind.
There we go. Acid Photoshop a hot dog into her mouth.
I don't
Acid
do
can actually
Photoshop.
do some pretty good Photoshop and memes. I'm just trying to get him to do more.
I have time now, and I'm just like I have nothing to do. I don't know what to do. I have all the time in the world. I don't know what to do.
So, yeah, that's a VHS tape.
Oh, I have those somewhere. I'm just.
Is it rewound?
Oh. Hey, be
What
kind.
is that?
So before the THX, George Lucas released a box set, and I had that, and a puppy I had ate the whole goddamn thing.
The VHS.
Oh,
Yeah,
The VHS tapes are next to her rotary phone.
Pops.
Hey, the good thing about it, Pops. What's up, Pops? The good thing about rotary phones is if someone breaks in your house, you can beat them to death with it.
Yes.
What's a
Yeah,
rotary phone?
I mean, it was a self-defense tool.
What's
Yeah,
a
those
rotary
things would
phone?
break.
You don't know what a rotary phone is?
Oh, I had to look it up. Never mind.
Really?
Oh, God,
You look it up?
Jesus Christ.
Okay, college
Even I
graduate.
knew what a rotary phone was.
Yeah, I do.
You're joking.
Sometimes I just throw them off because I mean, my family were like big 70s and 80s fans, you know. So it's we lived in that time before they passed away.
80s, cocaine and capitalism. Cocaine and capitalism.
And masculinity.
Yes.
What do we got here?
I thought that what was it?
Reporter there. So at this point,
Matt,
at this,
don't worry. On Wednesday, my review will come out. I watch it, so you don't have to.
What's that thing called?
What, the Spider-Man movie?
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
No, it's good.
Okay.
I enjoy it.
It's bad.
Okay. It's okay. It's a half hour too long.
Yes,
Absolutely that.
It could have been an hour and a half long.
It's convoluted, and Miles' story.
It kind of it ends on a cliffhanger.
And Miles' story is just repeat.
Yeah.
Gwen is the only character there that actually has an arc.
Well, and it starts from her point of view in that movie.
and ends from her point of view.
So, in my opinion, when they sent her back, that's when the movie should have ended.
Yes.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
now
it
it's the
dragged
time.
out for another like 20 minutes, just like kind of long, sad scenes, and it's just like, all right, let's wrap this up, guys.
All right, so we're an hour in. I got to play our ad from our sponsor.
Nice.
Boxed wine. It's been helping divorced, middle-aged, childless women write shit scripts since 1986 and beyond. Here's to you, ladies.
God damn. What's up, Jacob?
That's a good one. I like that.
I got another one I'm working on. It's called Brotex, but I think that's going to have to be on Rumble only.
Oh boy.
So we like to do some oddball articles here. Who here has watched the Whatever podcast or at least seen it on Twitter?
Of course we have. Come on.
Yeah, it's you can't escape it. That's all.
Yeah,
It's everywhere.
Oh, was that where they interview the horse?
Whores.
Whoa!
I was
I had to think.
Oh, Jesus!
I've seen the clips. I didn't know that. Yeah. I know what we're talking
or in my town's terms,
independent contractors.
Tuesday night.
Yes, I know what you're talking
What's up, Jacob? How's it going, man? So that's where Gorlock came from. You see the video of the lady talking. It sounds like Jabba. That's Acid's girlfriend, by the way.
Right.
He follows her on TikTok.
Well done, man.
Who?
Well
Wait,
done.
who?
I need love it too.
Oh, God. She's on TikTok. Yeah.
Acid's avatar is how they prepare for the Whatever podcast.
Wow.
So, the New York Post wrote an article about this podcast. So making women look dumb is a disturbing new podcast trend.
No, they're already dumb when they go on there.
Right.
You just put a microphone in front of them.
No, they pick like these girls who just who have no ambitions other than last one I watched was that the guest speaker, I forgot what her name was, but she was sitting there talking about her sexual energy and how high it is, and she can't match anybody just like her sexual energy, and she's needing a man that's wanting to settle down, but she has this high sex drive, but she needs somebody on the side, and it's just like, and those guys that you're talking with right there, it's like, why would anybody pick you? Because I'm beautiful and I'm wonderful at the same time. And
Whoa, static. What? Wait, Anna is going.
Anna's going on the Whatever podcast.
Whoa.
For real?
Whoa.
That should be hilarious.
Oh, come on. I would love to see
She's
that.
on
I would tune into that.
Girls.
Oh my God.
If that is true, I want to see that.
Right?
Yeah.
She will both roast guys and girls on there. Like she doesn't give a fuck.
No, she don't care.
No.
So I guess now the only thing that would top that is to have Anna, Chrissy, and Henty on at the same time on that show, and a host of girls. The Whoas.
That would be hot.
So the other thing, it's all women who rate themselves as 10, and he breaks them down and says they're not 10, which is where it was. Where what do you bring to the table?
Right.
Yeah.
I just want to know what your bank account is. I don't care about you. I want your bank account number.
Yeah.
Tell me what you got.
So they had an OnlyFans model on there. Admitted her appearance in the podcast was to bolster her own following. She told Vice that the clips were definitely chosen to create controversy and make her look dumb and shame her. Honey, you're not that smart.
Right.
Well, goddamn, at this point, I mean, this has been around for a while. You know what that podcast is going to be.
Yes.
You know what you do after that.
A lot of times,
the first couple of girls getting caught in that, but after that, I mean,
and I think some of them reach out for an invite, and then other times they get actually invited on.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, reality check of what the Whatever podcast is. they're only choosing a certain portion of a demographic of women. So it's not a good paint or picture of all women.
I think it's pretty close to modern women.
Well, it's pretty close to clubbing women, like the clubber partier types. That's not all modern women. I mean, they say modern women, but what they mean is, and I'm not, I think what they mean is the inner city or city types who want to go to the club all the time, who are prostitutes, who are OnlyFans girls, who are on TikTok. If you go out into the real world and touch some grass, most women are not like. So it's like, they're the ones. These are the ones that are the perpetually socially online types.
And in their defense, I mean, those are the ones that are going to make the better podcast. More entertaining content.
Followers. They have followers. Their faces are always out there, and of course, they're looking for clout themselves too. So I mean, it's like clout chasing back and forth to each other.
Yeah. It's not going to be very entertaining if they just interview a couple Amish girls.
Yeah, if they bring on somebody who is like really smart or like a Carrie Smith type, there's no way that they're not going to get the kind of reaction out of her like they would these girls.
Right, your views go down.
Yeah, so they're looking for reactionary.
They know their audience.
Well,
yeah,
Carrie
exactly,
Smith is
Tyler.
25 years old. I haven't met anybody recently under the age of 30 that doesn't have their phone on 24/7. It's really bad. We got a lot of younger people work with us, and I can tell you right now, any of the girls that are under the age of 30, as soon as they talk, it like sucks brain cells out of my brain.
That's true.
I think Camelot said it best the other day. He's like, "Oh, I hook up with girls all the time, and they have no passion. They're like, oh, I like TV, I like The Office," and that's all they are. People are not. It's like the thing, in my opinion, with gay and trans and stuff. That's not your personality. You liking TV is not your personality. Develop a personality. Everyone is so fake and low quality these days. A majority of people. There are some out there. I've met a few people that are very high quality and have high self-respect and stuff like that. Most of these people don't.
Like me, I'm high quality.
Yeah, Tyler's body count number is 3.
But it's quality over quantity.
Your body count is 3?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Wow,
and that's one thing on the podcast is they go after these girls with high body counts, and they're like, well, what does it matter? It matters to a lot of people. I don't want to date a girl that slept with 100 dudes.
But the thing is, to be quite honest,
honestly,
can I honestly ask this question? Why would you even consider these women as dateable types?
Oh, they're not. They're not.
Exactly. So why does it matter with these women?
Well, so I'm saying that's part of the thing. They go over their body counts.
Okay.
And most of these women think
then they're marketing themselves right off the bat. So as if they're not marketable at all. So I don't understand. I mean, if anything, why does it matter? I mean, obviously it does, but it's like, why would you even remotely consider them as part of the dating pool at this point? Okay. They kind of eliminated themselves out of it.
Well, dating is a very loose term now.
I agree with that. I agree with that because nobody knows what the term is. They have overly defined it into something else that's kind of monstrous.
That's probably pretty high count too.
I mean, because to be quite honest, however many guys or gal.
Mr. Tickle Trunk is right here. Those women hook up. They don't want to date. So why would you even consider them as part of the dating pool to begin with?
Well, I mean,
a lot of men don't want to date either.
I'm not specifically talking about that. I'm asking why would any person, whether who you are, what you do, why would you even consider them as part of the dating pool?
Well, if you want to hook up, then there you go.
Well, that's not dating. Hook up is not dating.
No, but and then they get in their 40s. They get in their 40s. They have no kids.
Okay, so who cares? They've already lived their lives. They're terrible people. Who cares? Let them Let them complain and whine and whatever. It's like
I personally
they've already eliminated themselves from the dating pool. Thank you. I don't need your competition here. It's like I don't want you part of this competition. I don't know. It's for me. I just don't care about them.
Okay, so I have dated girls, and
I hope so, JV. I hope so.
Yes, I have. Well, I've been
poor girls. Good lord.
You know what? Shut up, Tyler.
Yeah, but they look like playing cards. It doesn't
Those
count.
poor gals. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Are they all inflatable? The girls you date, or just?
I'm gonna call you Statics. I'm actually
Oh,
going.
you're get the Rocky music out. It's gonna get nasty.
Okay, Shadow. You can just shut up now.
Shadow.
Is that an actual girl from the podcast on Acid? Your picture there?
So
it is.
Gorlock.
She's beautiful.
So how someone's past is their past, and I personally do not care because I've had a past as well. I think we've all had a past where we've gone through a period of time where it's like, okay, I'm not really proud of that, okay, but it happened. You know, this really is not as like, oh my God, I would never even consider this human again. I'm like, no, I don't care. Thank you, Tickle. Thank you much.
Yes,
you can have a high body count.
I kind of want to know what Tickle Trunk's body count is now.
I did my fair share of running around when I was younger.
Right.
But when I date people, I try not to tell them what I've done.
Yeah, and don't ask.
The whole thing is, so they automatically
don't ask.
Yeah, they automatically relate these people to the Daily Wire and Andrew Tate. Two completely different organizations.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Daily Wire would not want to have anything to do with this podcast. So
the guy that runs the podcast frequently retweets the Daily Wire. He has shown that he believes in Christian values. He believes you need to be married to have sex and all this other stuff. I think it's just funny stuff, and people are stupid. What's the show in Miami with the two guys?
Fresh and Fit.
Fresh and Fit, which have been proven to be frauds.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they have been. And they've been caught actually reporting people too and taking down people's videos. So they've been caught with that.
Let's see. And that was another group. That was another set of guys.
I'm confused. Like these are not even like they're sluts. So like why is this like they're not dateable? I mean if they change and they improve or whatever and get out of it and completely go through the actual process of actually making actionable things where they just try to move on and improve their lives, sure, fine. And they're not like ugly, mean people towards everybody else or blame men or blame women, whatever. But they're on there. They go and hook up. Like they're not part of the dating pool. They're not there for dating. It's just, I don't understand.
Yorker, can you do me a favor and not say tickle and point to me?
I can change her. I can change her.
Tickle.
See, that's the same language that women many years ago would say. I can change him. I can change him. No, stop. Both sides need to just stop.
Well, part of this, these girls go online and they glamorize this, so it attracts other girls. That's my biggest problem with it. If you,
I agree. I don't appreciate it at all. Like, and
I just want
to lump people like me and other people in our spheres or whatever as part of like the modern woman thing or whatever, or like all women are bad. It's like, stop. Like, well, I thought all men weren't bad either. Like, I'm confused with this rhetoric.
So my opinion of modern women's like 25 to 30 years old.
Okay, gotcha.
Clubbers.
You got to remember the median age of our country is 35.
Yeah.
So modern up and coming women, I should have said that.
But
most girls, stuff like that.
Most of them probably you probably want to talk about like more of the clubbing types, the ones that are in the LA or Miami or New York City type area. And a lot of them are in the big cities. And that's the thing. You have to kind of go out of the big cities to be able to talk to people normally. And that's the thing.
Yeah. Right. And what my funniest thing is like, so I've watched bits and pieces of it, not just the clips, but the actual podcast. And they ask them simple questions and they have no answers.
Oh, I know. And they keep going around in circles and doing all this stuff. Yeah. And I love how the guys sit there and just kind of go.
Yeah. It's like, congratulations, you're a lump of meat now.
Yeah.
You haven't. My mom watches Fox News, so I catch it every now and then. I try not to watch mainstream media.
I am so sorry.
They get people on the street, and these people don't know what the hell they're doing.
No.
And now it might be 1 out of 100, but they're still out there.
Yeah.
Those people.
And Mr. Tickle Trunk is right here. It's true. There's more women like this today, but they learn feminism has lied to them. Exactly. Right. And I think that's the problem is that they're growing up in public schools. Excuse me for saying it like that, but public schools, poor parenting also. And, even social media. So you're talking about all of this variable stuff. Now, I'm not saying that.
Wookie, what is that?
They can't take ownership of what they've done and have to take because they have agency. They should be able to take responsibility for what they choose and what they do with their lives. But there's other variables that are influencing them, like the government and such. And then now you have the whole dichotomy of, critical gender theory stuff now throwing in. Can you imagine our youth going through all of this? And they're going to be utterly fucked and confused.
Not to mention, not to.
And believe me, I have had conversations like this for a very long time,
As someone who taught in the public school system for a brief time, it's also not just the way schools are nowadays. The way schools are built, the mapping of schools is based on prisons.
Well, it's based on the Prussian-German educational system, which creates good little citizens.
Right.
So that's been our public school system for almost 100 years.
Youth.
Yeah, it's basically that system was before the Hitler Youth, but that's how it helped create the Hitler Youth situation. So. Also, yay, good little citizens.
I've also noticed too, and it's not just women getting this way. I've noticed with men too. Like I did dumb stuff from like 21 to 24. After 24, I started straightening up.
Everybody did dumb stuff. I think that's what everybody needs to understand.
I still do dumb stuff.
Well, no, ruining careers, stuff like that. Opportunities to ruin careers, not listening, just not being responsible. And I see it going back to going up to 28, 29 years old now.
Yeah.
Instead of where, most people started gathering their life together around 24. I mean, before that, they were getting their life together and getting married at 18.
Oh, God.
And those people are probably still together.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's a matter of teaching responsibility and also learning that I think where it starts too is that we have to teach our children to be able to learn from failure. But we cannot not necessarily young children, but I mean when they're older and a little bit more able to, start critically thinking and thinking outside the box. So being able to move on from failure, and that's the problem too. Is that they don't want to learn to be able to say, you know what, I fucked up here, but I'm gonna do better. And nobody wants to do that anymore. It's all coddled and, nobody takes responsibility for anything.
Correct.
I mean, I've been seeing that, God, as far back as I was in elementary school, I would see kids being coddled all the time. And it wasn't necessarily in the private schools that I was in. It was in a lot of public schools when I was growing up. So it's awful.
So I work with a couple of young guys. We're talking 18, 19 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I was something the other day, and some kids came in for a local county youth group, help keep people off the street, stuff like that. And I gave them $40 in cash. I'm like, here you go. And they're like, you want a receipt? I'm like, no, I'm good. They had everything on. They had trackers on them and everything because they were 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I will say Florida does do some stuff halfway decent. And the guy walked up to me and goes, I can't believe you just gave him $40. You're the biggest asshole that I know. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, all you do is bust my balls. I'm like, I'm not even busting your balls. I'm just telling you you're an idiot. Right? You are making completely wrong. You're almost fired from this job that most people are lucky to even get into. And I'm busting your balls about that, but I'm not a dick about it. Well, you are a dick. No, you've just never met a real dick. So Yeah, and that's part of it. Kids are like, as soon as you like constructive criticism or give them a hard time, and they mess up something and you give them a hard time the next day about it, or the day after that, they think you're harassing them. And it's like, no, I'm reminding you, tighten those wheels. The next one comes off, it's your job.
Well, it's the same. We see rhetoric like this on Twitter all the time. We've seen this on for several years now, where we provide criticism, for instance, on The Last Jedi. This is a good movie example, but on The Last Jedi, and people go, "Why are you hating? Why are you doing this?" And I'm like, "Stop changing the meaning of what I'm saying. This is constructive criticism. This is not being negative, and this is not being hateful. Like, stop." Like, and I think that's where people are trying to change definition of things to be able to make themselves feel better, and it's terrible.
I was on a stream about a month ago, and where our sphere gets deemed now the haters, and I said, no, it's we say what we say because we love these things. We want them to do well. They are falling short, and we're just holding them to task.
Yeah. Even JT Gunn said the other day when I was on his thing, he's like, well, on your Sunday show, you hate on a lot of stuff. I'm like, no, I want good content.
Right.
And Magitech I left The Last Jedi and I had to go sit down on the park bench and think about what I just watched after I just screamed fuck at the movie screen 3 times.
I can't remember whether, because was that 2017 or was that 17? Okay, yeah. So I was dating somebody at the time. We are no longer together. But I remember sitting in that theater going. I remember sitting in that theater going. I think my brain went into safety amnesia mode because it knew something was utterly wrong. What is that? What's that term? Safeguard, or I forgot what it's called. Fail safe. It went to a fail safe situation. So I remember walking out and I'm like, did I see any? Like, I felt like I was going through an amnesia. I think my brain literally was like, oh, no. And it just completely shut down because I'll have to look for the ticket, but I was just like, oh my gosh. And I remember seeing Mahler's video of The Last Jedi. And I was like, hours. I remember all of this. Why? No.
So I punished myself. So I yelled, what the fuck at the movie theater when fucking Luke threw the lightsaber over his shoulder. I yelled, what the fuck when they cut Snoke in half.
I think that the lightsaber moment was the moment where my brain went off. Because it was just like, something's not right here.
Yeah, and I felt danger. What happened? I'm like, it was my best friend, I was still alive then when we went and watched it. And I'm like, dude, I can't tell you if that's good enough that is better than the Clone Wars, like the movie.
So what was the point you're upset about with Snoke dying?
Well, they were setting up all this backstory with Snoke. Mm-hmm. Like I was reading the books.
Well, there you go. See, it's just like games, and like you're looking at lore, and you're a lorist that's looking at like, oh my god, this is not like the book said, or this, or the comic books.
When you're told,
but the thing, they're just looking at what kids are looking at today, and it's like instant, like, okay, so he's dead. The bad guy's dead. They're not looking at the look like you're looking at it.
They were placating to the fans that spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on shit.
But they don't care about that. It's like video games. They don't care about that.
When you're told that is canon, what you are reading is canon and will make sense in the movies. You are told that by Lucasfilm.
Yeah, Lucasfilms.
Well, now they're in that situation. Go ahead, Joker.
It's not being mean. I'm just saying you guys are like when you're looking at lore and then you're it's not like the lore and people just flip out and they're like, it's not what happened.
What's wrong with that?
But that's the thing. I mean, that's the thing. Most companies now they don't ever follow the lore like they used to.
Well, what if
Yeah.
the movies don't even follow each other? They can't even follow each other's lore.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
that's just,
that's what's so bad. That's why
Joker's
no one
keep
watches
running
them
like-
one and done
yeah.
anymore.
So it's the lore, the in universe lore that they've created for themselves sucks even on screen.
Can't even follow their
Yeah.
own rules.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like I'm not like defending it. I'm just saying I understand because I play a game that's been doing that for
Nobody calls
years.
them-
And they have
nobody calls them-
lore like
no,
crazy, but it's not
I
following the lore.
I get what you're saying, Acid, because it's like for me, it's the original trilogy is top tier. That is the canon, and everything else that flows through it, meaning anything else that adds to it, that it has to follow what the original movie set. So
I think that's a good rule. That's a fair rule, and
All right, Joker's turn.
You don't have to read
Joker's
a thousand
turn.
books to keep up with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
So-
we didn't call on you. You had your hand raised. We didn't call on you. Nope, we're moving on.
Oh,
Hey, just unzip and drop it on his head.
That was the weirdest middle finger I've ever seen in my life. That's better. Okay, thank you.
So Colin Trevorrow, who was supposed to be writing and directing the third film, when he saw what Rian Johnson was doing, he went to him and said, "Oh, look, you can't kill Snoke, you can't kill Luke. I need them for my story." And Kathleen Kennedy, who was a big fan of what Rian Johnson was trying to do, which was to end the trilogy in the second film, to completely destroy everything. She said, "You make it work, or I will find someone who will."
And that was her 18th director she fired that year.
Just about, yeah.
And then she got J.J. Abrams again. But yeah,
and also canceled so many canceled projects.
And then she brought back the mystery box.
And Acid, that's exactly why I get pissed off at Destiny.
I know. That's what we were talking about.
But yeah, people like worlds where
Somehow
laws
Palpatine
exist,
has returned, exactly.
rules exist. Why did Tolkien spend so much time creating the languages, geography? He created everything for his world. Lucas kind of did the same thing.
Lily did the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you read the EU stories, and they're from random different people, and they're all cohesive.
So how did that? He didn't write those, right? But I guess
he basically gave them his blessing, basically.
Right.
Okay.
For the lack of a better way of explaining it. Yeah.
But he didn't write it. He didn't sign off on them or anything like that.
No, he signed off on it by giving his blessing. I think that's the best way to. I mean, it's not like he didn't read every single EU. There's no way you could have read or actually been literally micromanaging every single piece of EU. But as long as they followed the certain parameters, and I think there was a quality assurance person there. I forgot the name of who he was, but he was there overseeing a lot of this stuff too. And he would make sure that
it stays consistent with the lore.
Exactly. Consistent with lore, consistent with what the rules that he has already set.
It wasn't a story group at that time. It was like a lore guardians.
Yeah.
It protected the lore, and it had to conform so much.
Yeah.
Actually, Pablo Hidalgo was part of that.
Yeah.
So
but then it could be the thing is with a lot of the expanded universe stuff is that it can be subject to being changed according to Luke. If Lucas says something is different now, then it's his.
Yeah.
Like he has a right. He has a right. You could have lore maybe spanning over several books, and all of a sudden he says, "You know what? We're actually going to change things." So he could have done something like that.
Yeah, he could do whatever he wanted in his own world.
Exactly.
So now the EU, it started off as just a bunch of random stories. Eventually, over time, it kind of naturally found its way to a cohesive timeline.
Probably the best cohesive of it was the OG Thrawn trilogy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was actually almost like following through with that world and characters and all that kind of stuff.
And
that was probably the first instance of that, maybe. But I'm merely guessing. I'm sorry.
And probably the KOTOR games too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Fractured's like my EU expert.
Mhm.
I go to. He does a show on Saturdays called Saturday Night Sith, and they're pretty good.
Mhm.
Me and Joker have been on there.
Yep.
But yeah, and that's the thing. Like you even take Destiny, like all their books work together. Halo, all their books work together. They do a lot of that stuff. So we're gonna change gears for a split second. Who likes rock music?
I do.
I like 90s alternative. That's about as far as I go.
You got to be more specific. There's a lot of shitty rap.
Grunge music will always live my life.
Oh my God.
I introduced some fans. I introduced some guests to Scandinavian the metal bands last Thursday.
Have you heard Bollywood or Bloodywood?
Yes, I have. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. Indian heavy metal is pretty good. But do you really think Queen is worth $1 billion?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
$1 billion?
$1
I don't know
billion.
if I can speak to this.
Yeah, I mean, other catalogs have sold for right around there.
Yeah. So I guess Disney's trying to sell it
to buy Hulu.
Well, because they desperately need the cash.
UMG is trying to buy it. So yeah, this is another sign that Disney needs money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they need more than $1 billion.
Yeah.
No way.
I mean, there are. Is it in the same class as like Michael Jackson's catalog? No.
Well, the problem is Michael Jackson owns Elvis's.
Right.
Not anymore. I thought that was gone.
I think his estate still owned Elvis's music. He sold the Beatles.
Oh yeah, he sold. That's right. The Beatles. Yeah, the Beatles. Yeah.
But I think his estate still owned.
You're gonna make me look that up.
I mean, sure. I mean, is there somebody out there who would be able and willing to buy it at that price? Sure. Amazon, Apple.
Well, they're saying UMG wants it.
Then go. Then yes, it is. Then.
Yeah.
What's up? What's up, Connie?
Was it worth $1 billion before the movie?
Yeah.
No.
It's Queen. Yeah.
Half a billion.
I'd say 750. 750 mil. The movie really brought a lot of new listeners in.
Fans.
And it
Slap
rekindled a
your
lot
dog
of stuff.
around.
No, the dogger is downstairs terrorizing Mom.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to shut the door. Normally he's so the times he's supposed to been a sleep day, he's been a fucking terror. I cut my mic on to record my Spider-Verse video and he's just going off. So that's what happens when you have a hound.
Aww.
I'm a
I'm a
hound.
beagle, right?
And he's only like 16, 18 weeks old, yeah.
Oh, the baby.
Puppy.
I'm shocked he hasn't come up here and got in my lap yet.
Baby.
My name's Copper. I'm a hound dog. I'm surprised.
Oh
my God.
I love that movie.
I love that
What?
movie, but it's so
When do you think they're going to remake that
sad.
one?
Oh my God. That movie's great.
Did
Tyler.
that movie Runaways ever come out?
With a fox with dead eyes, like Simba. No emotion in the animals. It's
When
coming for like a year or two.
Did that movie Runaways come out with Will Ferrell in them?
Strays.
Strays.
Not yet. They delayed that.
Not
one
yet.
a couple months.
Oh, they delayed that.
Yeah.
Probably not politically correct enough.
Probably. They need to go through the ESG score stuff first.
Yeah, right.
New Resident Evil live action movie reportedly in development, which is crap because nothing's being developed right now.
Right. This is all
It was probably leaked that they
lie.
were thinking about doing it. Sony was talking about completely starting over. They wanted to rent the area where they did the first movie, the mansion and all that.
Okay, so this just screams to me like someone throwing out bait just to see what type of response they're gonna get to try, as a lot of people do now, Kathleen Kennedy, to put pressure on the studios to make the stuff happen.
Yeah, I'm all for a 1-to-1 depiction of video games. Mm-hmm. I played 1, 2, and 3, and after that I got out of them. But I got a good buddy that's like that's all he does is play Resident Evil. So I'm all for that. Let's do it. Get it on. Make sure it's good. Make sure it's depicted correctly. There's also some stuff with the Solid Snake. Some people are complaining they're using the original voice actor, and then some people are saying they're not going to use it. Now I know you like to play video games, Mags.
Mm-hmm.
did you get the new Street Fighter? You look like a Street Fighter person.
No, well, I would. Maybe a long time ago, the old, like the original one. We lost somebody.
Acid. Where'd he go?
Did the acid get to him?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know where he's at. He does have some funky internet.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
No, I did not.
It says devices not connected.
Oh.
Yeah, on the back end here. So I take it either his PC shut down or he lost internet or whatever.
Hopefully he'll be back here.
He says internet burped in the private chat.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I actually haven't bought any new games. I've been mostly playing. I'm going to be playing a lot of older games, retro games, or games that I used to play, and even older games that I never got to play because it wasn't like my family was stinking rich, and we had my two older brothers and I would pretty much play the same games, so it's kind of what it was.
The only reason I got to play KOTOR is because I was already firmly in my career making my own money. Is the only reason I got to play KOTOR.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, see, for me, when KOTOR came out, I was probably what year was that? That was in the 90s, right?
It came out in 2000s.
Yeah. See, I was not even a teenager yet.
Yeah. I'd already graduated school at 2004.
I didn't have that opportunity.
I'll be 25 next month.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm an old man.
Damn, dude.
Still feel like I'm 24 when no one's looking.
Hey, as long as you're 24 in your heart, you're good. You're golden.
But you remember Street Fighter, right? Probably Street Fighter 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Puppy?
Oh, puppy.
Come here.
Come here. I want a puppy.
He's gotten big.
Oh, yeah. He's like 35 pounds now.
Oh,
he looks like Copper.
Oh, puppy.
Your belly's full of sand. You've been out laying out in the yard.
I thought it was weird you named him Static.
No, it's Obi. Obi-Wan.
Oh, what a sweetheart. Look at that.
Oh, no, he's not a sweetheart. Every USB cable I have for like my charger for my controllers or my headset, he's eating.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they shouldn't have been there then.
You shouldn't have been at his level, right, Tyler?
That's right, yeah.
We have my parents and I just got a chocolate lab puppy.
Thanks, buddy.
And I think he's going to be 15 weeks soon. And he eats rocks.
Oh, yeah, this one's brought rocks in the house, and we're like, no, you can't swallow those.
He likes chewing on rocks. So my parents are like, oh my gosh, we're going to be afraid that my puppy's not here. I'm home by myself. My parents are at their beach house. So
nice.
They had some friends down there. So I've been my lonesome with my cat. So
yeah. I had another beagle passed away a couple months ago. His name was Chewbacca. Called him Chewie. He's in the jar on the shelf over there and watching over me.
How old was he?
16.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was an old man. He'd been blind for a couple years. One day he didn't get out of the dog bed, and he lasted about 2 days.
Wow.
That's tough.
Yeah.
So how was your dog doing, Tyler?
Mine, he's good. He got into some mushrooms and I guess just fucked up his stomach.
His dog is named Chong.
No, he's good. He went through a shroom trip and now he's back to normal.
Yeah. Usually on Sundays he comes in and shows us his ass and walks away.
Yeah, he somehow his asshole can find the camera wherever. It's a skill. It's a gift, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad that he's fine. Yes.
Wow, 15 and a half years old.
Dempsey, what's up? And of course, the donuts are now out.
Hey, Dempsey.
Acid's back.
There we go.
Hey, MySpace.
MySpace.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, that's old. But so everybody knows who Cammy is from Street Fighter, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So in the new Street Fighter, they changed her costume.
Why?
Yeah, I heard about this. Yes.
Why?
So now she's in this blue costume. That's her old one. Cammy's classic outfit should never have been brought back to Street Fighter.
What?
This woman goes on to talk about having to worry about keeping your butthole covered while fighting.
It is a problem, you guys.
It's a video game.
Oh, in a video game. Okay.
And Tyler, you know about
That's why I
this?
always play
from what?
female characters.
You know about this?
Like,
I have
She
a
is
story,
so
mate. Don't worry about it.
Whoa,
It's
I
so
want to go back to
dorky.
Tyler. Wait,
So dorky, in fact, it comes with a built-in wedgie. She didn't even need to remind the teacher to assign homework. It's quite an achievement.
So, but Tyler, you have experience in this. Please elaborate.
With keeping your asshole covered in fights, yeah, it's tough. A lot of movement. I'll send you the pictures, JV.
Please don't.
So
Too late.
one of
You
my
does that
one of my
medieval stuff, don't you?
my favorite characters that I like to play with. And correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen, because that it's been a hot minute since I've played Street Fighter. Like when I say Street Fighter, I mean like back in the '90s Street Fighter type stuff.
Chun-Li.
Chun-Li. Yes, thank you. I was making sure that was definitely in the right game.
And that was pure
That
anime.
was probably my favorite character that I always played because I loved her.
That kick.
That spinning
Chun-Li.
kick. I loved it. That was like one of my, and I was a little girl. And this is a woman writer writing about Cammy and saying how that outfit is offensive. Like, what the freak?
Okay, Kylie Minogue.
Obviously, she didn't grow up to be a nerd because she didn't grow up playing these types of games anyway. I mean, I don't know the entire lore, and I never really got into any of the other games, but that was just from circumstances. But it's like, I didn't have a problem with it. I mean, I played Command and Conquer and Red Alert, and I liked Tanya in that game. So it's like,
Didn't Gina Carano do one of those?
yes. I think she was in Red Alert 3. I think that's what that was because I didn't play any of the other games after that. But it's like,
wow, Steve, thanks.
I don't understand these women writers who are writing about women characters like this, and you can obviously tell they were probably the ones that bullied the nerds to begin with, and now they're infiltrating these spaces, and they're like, well, need to change it.
Tickle fired up today.
Okay. How much do you want to bet that these gaming journalists are heavily influenced by Anita Sarkeesian?
Oh God, that bitch.
That I think most of them went to college to write grand novels and be political reporters, and they couldn't get those jobs, so they do this. But she said, "Yeah, this is a reminder of why the game needed to evolve in the first place."
No, honey, no. How about this, honey? How about this, honey? Let me have a little one-on-one with you.
Okay.
Why don't you Why don't you actually why are you writing and playing a game to begin with? It's because you're supposed to like the game. You don't go in with the intention of changing it because you don't feel good about certain things. Well, honey, excuse me, princess. It's like,
ooh. Most of them don't even play the game.
Yeah.
They see the preview and then they write about it.
And that's it.
Problem.
Acid. They don't play the game. They probably never even probably played any of these games to begin with, even back in the 90s. They probably were the ones that mixed up like Chun-Li being in Mortal Kombat or whatever the movie was or something that came out like a year or two ago, and people were like Chun-Li, and it's like, no, what? None of these people get these games. None of these people like grew up in this culture. They probably were the ones that originally bullied the dorks and the nerds that were in class. And then now, because now it's suddenly become mainstream and so popular with these IPs, now they want to be in it. It's a trend. It's a fad thing now. And it's like, now they're in these spaces and they're like, well, I don't like this thing, so let me go ahead and change it and be an activist about it. And it's just, no, stop. You were never a fan to begin with. Get out.
Well, and here's the next article by another woman. Street Fighter 6 player is already making naughty mods. So I don't know if anybody here watches
such disdain. An article by another woman.
Did you see my roll my eyes? I'm like, here we go.
And it seems like they're the ones that go after, they go the sexist angle though. So does anybody here watch Mark the Cyborg every now and then?
Oh yeah.
No, I haven't.
So he was playing I think it was it Mortal Kombat or Tekken or something like that. Mm-hmm. And he was playing online and he came across a character that had a modded character that it was a girl that we used to call a beaver with a kickstand.
A what?
A beaver with a kickstand. That's old CB trucker talk.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so think about it. But and it was very large and on the screen. Luckily he got it off before YouTube caught it. No Green Rocks made a short out of it, of its reaction.
Of course, he's right on top of it.
Over the front of that character.
Gotta love the memers. Gotta love the Legion.
Oh, you love the Legion, definitely. But yeah, I mean, so them making mods for this is nothing. There's mods for Hogwarts where all the females are naked. And they were out like a week after it came out.
Yeah, do you have like a link or what?
He's on the show. He was on the show. He's still playing NBA 2K12 with the nude mod.
Yeah.
So
I wish there was like an NFL Blitz one.
The thing is you can't stop.
Yeah.
You can't stop fans for like the whole Tifa situation with Final Fantasy VII remake. Yeah, like when people got upset or what have you that she was too big in the front or something, so they modified it, and it's like, well, then the fans come out and then they put mods to it. I'm like,
Wookie, you got a nice rack there, bud.
Oh yeah.
Put that camera
Jack
down.
Murphy
You
beard?
get some more views.
Oh wow, you went there, Max.
About mod,
I mean, it's a great meme. It's one of my avatars.
Anyway, I agree. When you see a lot of posts and like reviews on games that people haven't played, or they're given a sample, or they're given like a pass for 3 days or a weekend pass to play it, for a beta or an alpha, and then they're like giving these huge reviews, and the game's nothing like what it's supposed to be.
See, at least when I this is why I always say I'm not a gamer, because when I think of the word gamer, I think of somebody who, like, I wouldn't say just professionally does it for a living, like somebody who actively plays games, has played different genres of games and different types of games from all, for many, many years from across the board, and talks about mechanics and all this other stuff. That's why I don't really consider myself a gamer. I like playing games, but I like having fun and being loose about it. I'm not going to try to give a review over a game because of something like that. But then these people, they think that they're God's gift to writing and everything else, and they talk about these games, and they've either never played it, or like somebody said, just they played the beta, or they play on easy mode. Or like the whole Frost situation. They don't, like she revealed that they don't even play the games. They let other people write the articles for them for these reviews. And it's like
Frost was on her deathbed saying that PlayStation was the worst thing ever. Xbox is the way to go, and now we're finding out that Xbox is way behind, and PlayStation has got everything going for them. So
go ahead, Acid. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the issue I always see, like when Twitch and all these other platforms, everybody likes to call themselves content creators, and they know everything about all video games and what's best for it, what's the best thing to do, and it's not. They don't. They just because they get a beta, or they get easy mode, or they've been playing a game for a long time, they know everything about all the games. No.
Well, shoot, no. I'm playing the Pixel remaster of Final Fantasy VI, and obviously they've done some changes in that, and so it's like.
Well, it's like what the Wookiee said. These folks that went to school to become journalists, and they're expecting some big expose pieces in like major magazines or newspapers or something, and all they can get is the only job they can get is to review the video games, and they've been so programmed to insert the message into everything they write that this is all they can do.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 years of GameStop experience. I know what I'm doing. I know everything about it. It's like that's how it seems.
Hey, I like to play Pokemon Red on the side. I know everything about video games. It's like, no, right. You don't. Yeah. You don't. Like, that's why. Gosh, anyway,
I know the whole series. I know everything about Pokemon.
I tried to venture a little bit into the game review stuff, and the most I can do is initial thoughts of a video, because I used to.
I don't even try.
Well, I used to play 7 days a week. I would play at least 3 to 4 hours a day. That I don't watch television. So that was my relaxation from work. And now since I started doing YouTube, you can ask go play today. He quit asking me. I finally beat Dead Island 2 on, went through that with one of my friends. We already start Diablo 4. I'm trying to get back into Destiny a little bit. I got my carry guy down here below me. So if you need to beat the new dungeon up, drop this guy a follow.
The thing is with Destiny, with Destiny, it's just their art team is just remarkable. It's just the game and the management sucks.
The thing with Destiny has always been every week there's a nerf and a buff.
Yeah.
I trust Gary from Nerd Rada because he is the greatest gamer who's ever.
Yeah, he managed to open the door after staring at her ass for 3 hours. So what about this? Al Pacino, 83 years old, expecting a baby with girlfriend Nor Alpha at 29.
God.
So she's dated Clint Eastwood. There was another old as shit actor she's dated.
Yeah.
She finally found one to slip one past the goalie. Is the way I look at it. God rest her soul.
Do you have a picture of her?
There's
no, that's Al Pacino.
Yeah, I think that's her right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's her right there.
Okay, yeah.
So Tyler's eyes are right here on the blue and white dot.
There you go. You don't have to tell me. I know where to look.
Yeah. But yeah, she's been seen dating Clint Eastwood and several other people. I mean, she's got it made now. She's pregnant by Al Pacino.
It's a gold digger.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she is.
Did you see him on the Game Awards?
Yeah, he got paid for that. He got seriously paid.
He pretty much said, "Hey, they paid me. I'm here." Yeah, I mean, good for Al Pacino. Sorry for her.
Get his estate.
I want to know: does he go hoo-ah when he gets?
He's got a great ass.
Oh, jeez.
I want to know if he gave an offer that she couldn't refuse.
Sure did. We're getting close to closing time.
Was he in Godfather 3 or was it 2?
Yeah, he was in all 3.
Yeah.
He was in all.
No, I thought he wasn't in 1. Was he?
No,
he was in all.
You gotta remember, I'm learning movies.
You're thinking of De Niro.
I'm really
De Niro
working
was
on the
in
movie
the
thing.
second
Okay, I binge watched a lot of stuff lately.
I believe you're thinking of De Niro. He was De Niro was in the
De
second.
Niro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since we've pulled him in the whole YouTube thing,
And I think you're also. Is it De Niro or is it Andy Garcia?
Andy Garcia's in the third one.
Yeah, Andy Garcia's in the third one. Yeah.
Okay.
And
De Niro played.
Sophia Coppola.
I'm obsessed with Casino and Goodfellas.
Okay.
It's 2 I'm just obsessed with.
Good movies. Departed also. Very good.
Good movie.
that was a good movie. Yeah, we've gotten to acid like binge watching everything since we pulled him into
I'm
the
working
YouTube
on it.
humble sphere. We're trying to catch him up to speed. His thoughts on lore and canon suck, so we'll just have to. He's all right.
On what?
I see why he was talking that way.
But he does have a degree in mental health.
Just watch the first 2. The third one just doesn't exist. Just watch
So Acid, have you seen at least the first Rocky movie?
Yes, I've watched all the Rockies except for Creed. Creed, I thought was just absolutely trash, and 5. I felt that Rocky 5 was kind of weird for me, but
I don't like Rocky 5.
Yeah, but I kind of understood where it was going, but it just didn't hit. But when he came back, the last one, his retirement match, that was good. I thought that was kind of good. I wish it would have had a better ending to it, but I really liked the whole Rocky series. I thought that was amazing. Mr. T is in there and all that.
Oh yeah.
So has anybody heard about a little Disney Plus show called American Born Chinese?
I've heard about it. I've never watched it.
So it's based on a set of graphic novels, I think, from the early 2000s.
How have you never watched Rocky, Corey? Come on,
Corey.
So the VFX supervisor, Caitlin Yang, on diversity and authenticity.
Oh, fuck me.
That just says, don't watch me.
Yeah.
You're there to make sure that the VFX looks good, not to make sure it's diverse. That's part of why Victoria Alonso's gone.
Yeah, part of what?
Yeah.
Once again, if it's on Disney Plus and you're expecting quality, that's kind of on you at this point.
That and her mantle.
Hey, so I got some Victoria Alonso.
Whatever D you want.
Is that Victoria Alonso there in the red?
No, that was Chavez.
Oh.
No.
Yeah. Static. I mean, Tyler.
Stop it. Get some help.
Why was there an echo?
I think StreamYards, when you share, sometimes there might be an echo.
Yeah, that was wonderful.
Well, I mean, I got this one too. What's better than a handful of my nuts? I gotta fix that when it cuts it off. StreamYards cuts it off. You gotta add 2 seconds to the end of it. But yeah, so this is a book that is political propaganda anyways.
It sounds hilarious.
Shocking.
The trailer for it looks very good. It's about American Chinese student that meets a Chinese student, and it comes to find out that they're related to some ancient king and
Asian Teen Wolf.
Yeah, the Monkey King or whatever. See, that's supposed to be like the Monkey King and all this other stuff. And it's supposed to be rooted in Chinese lore. But yes, it's all about diversity and inclusion, and
of course it is.
Staying Chinese when living in America. And
so basically this is Disney trying to crawl and grovel back to the Chinese. Gotcha.
Yes, this is a very Chinese story.
Mm-hmm.
Because Disney has to keep the CCP happy or they will lose their theme parks.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because it's already been threatened that CCP will take their theme parks.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they're new.
Why don't they just move the theme parks?
Yeah, sure.
That's right. It's so easy, right? We should be able to just
move them to Japan or something.
Just move it to South. Yeah. Just move it to South Carolina.
You just get a plane and a couple of chains, and
yeah. That's all it takes, right? I mean, it's so easy.
Well, and
you can do it.
And also, that's partially why they have a new chairman of the board who happens to also be the executive chair for Nike.
Zax is right. Keep in mind how diverse and inclusive China is.
Right. Exactly.
Is that sarcasm, Zax?
Yes, it is.
That's another note. That's an entire symphony of sarcasm.
Yeah. Do y'all remember?
It's all the subtlety of a sledgehammer to the head. Huh?
That particular Star Wars poster where somebody got shrunk.
Right, there was that, and then there was a certain superhero poster, Dark Cougar or something, where they had to keep their mask on.
And they just did it with the Little Mermaid like an hour ago.
Yeah, where the Little Mermaid is actually blue.
Yeah.
And also there's a certain group of religious people which don't exist in China that are camping in a place where they think really hard.
You're talking about Tibet, I bet.
The Uyghurs.
The Uyghurs, yep.
The
Uyghurs. I don't like the Uyghurs because it just sounds bad. It sounds like the 1990s.
Yeah, well, I mean, they serve a purpose. Their organs get harvested and sold to the Saudis.
Yeah, China has those body farms where they're people and
that's the Uyghurs. That's exactly the way they are. They make Nikes and then they get harvested.
That's coming to an American city near you, probably.
It's been nice being on YouTube and talking about
Wookie, sorry.
Are you not supposed to talk about the Uyghurs on YouTube?
I think when the Mulan live action came out, I think it was there was some weird moratorium that YouTube did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, we're 2 minutes to 2 hours. We're going to start the circle off. Tyler, what do you have going on this week or next week?
I don't know yet. I might drop a video if I see something that inspires me. But nothing going on now. Thanks for having me on.
Acid, what do you got going on this week?
All right. First off, this is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Please check on your friends. That's the big thing for me this whole month. It's getting bypassed because of Pride Month. I'm going to be doing some reviews on some things on Destiny. Finally learning how to get everything ready. StreamYards, I still don't know how to hook up with Rumble, but I still know I still have OBS though. It still works. And I'll be streaming with OBS.
Just Discord chat me and I'll walk you through with StreamYards.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Joker, I know you're a busy man this week.
6 drinks in when you do this?
Yeah, I am.
I'm 6 drinks in at all times, sir. I wake up with a mixed drink in my hand.
You never get hungover if you always stay drunk.
True story.
Can't drink all day if you don't start first thing in the morning.
True.
So
it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
So, so aside from my normal content on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, Monday I will be on Cannoli Sasquatch. They are for Mischief, Mayhem, and movies. They are reviewing the Joker. I will be on as a guest in, like I said, full Joker glory. Legion Talk, depending on how Ryan's internet works. Wednesday and Friday, Game of Thrones on Wednesday, Friday night's Royal Rumble on Friday. I will be on Roman of the Empire this Thursday. They're going over The Crow, one of my favorite films of all time. I want to thank everyone who joined the chat from my channel and the folks who hopped over from Wookiee to my channel back to Wookiee. It's been great. This simulcasting is a lot of fun, and thanks for having me on.
Mags, what do you got going on?
Well,
marrying me in about a year. So
yeah, basically, I almost mirror Joker voice. I don't have any true set plans other than usually on Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. I am joined by my co-host, Mr. Tickletrunk, that is in the chat, and playing Final Fantasy VI, the Pixel Remaster. So we're going through that. We discuss some of the changes in that, and we pros and cons of what they've done over of course over the years. And Final Fantasy VI is obviously my favorite game. Actually, it was Final Fantasy III in North America. So there's a little tidbit for that. But you can find me anywhere. I mod a lot of channels. I'm usually in a lot of chats. Sometimes I'll hop on Culture Casino's Sunday Late Show. Sometimes I'll hop on Toxic Film on Midnight's Edge on Mondays. Sometimes I hop on Comics Division stream Yelling at Parked Cars on Mondays too.
Friday nights, the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, the Friday nights Royal Rumble. Sometimes Loki's late show on Loki's Mornings and Mish, the late show on Fridays. But I'm still trying to catch up with some messages and everything. And I see Zach's in the chat. Yes, sometimes I'll try to show up on your Wednesday streams, but your stream is literally at 10 o'clock at night in the middle of the week for me. But anyway, I love everybody here. I always say this, please tag me. I know I'm not like the best person in terms of, I don't have a whole lot of people in my timeline or whatever, but I like to promote people. I'm a promoter type. So please tag me in anything that you make, create, live stream, whatever, and I will share it out. I am not one of those people that's like, stop tagging me. I'm like, no, tag me. I will try to share it out as quickly and as often as I possibly can.
Mags is the biggest YouTube cheerleader.
I'm a firm believer in everybody has a voice and has a good perspective, and their voices matter and they have value. And the more voices we add to the conversation, the more we can drown out the noise, and actually kind of get our, kind of overcome the woke. We become the awake crowd. But anyway, so you can catch me on Twitter, Rumble, Kick, Odyssey. I am doing live streaming for my game stream on YouTube and Kick, so you can find me. at Magitech Mags on all 4 places. So,
What's the deal with the donuts?
oh God.
That's a stream all to itself.
That is a Magitech Mags lore. Let's just say I have my own lore now, so it's
and that's a stream all to itself. So
yes.
She's part of canon.
Yes, I have canon on me. Yes, hail to the donut squad in chat.
Too many
Thank you
jokes.
for being here.
Too many jokes.
I know. Oh my gosh, cream donuts.
Glazed.
But anyway, thank you, Wookie Be Bad, for being for having me on, and thank you guys for allowing me to break up the sausage fest here. So
I mean,
it's been a fun conversation. Thank you.
I think she should be. I think she should be on again. I'm just saying.
We'll probably definitely do that.
Oh, her and Vex.
Oh, I love Vex. Vex is great.
Can we get both of them and not have Joker back on?
Or you.
Joker has a standing invitation. I think just every week whenever I drop the live stream, I'm just going to throw him one. He's like Bradley and Fractured. All they got to do is send me a DM and they're on.
All right.
But it's been a pleasure having you on. It's been really interesting conversations. I actually like you a whole lot.
Oh, you do?
More than
I hope so.
I like sassy women.
Okay.
As long as they're within backing. If you're
when they're right about gaming, right?
What?
I said, especially when they're writing about gaming.
No, I don't. That's not sassy. That's stupid. Those articles.
Oh, I got you.
Sassy. If you're going to be sassy and pull it off, you have to be correct, or else it's just whining and bitching.
Okay, you've got to give. You got to give some. You got to give Tyler a little leeway. Eating all that CPK has poisoned his brain. So.
Well, and he doesn't like Caddyshack either.
Right. Exactly.
What?
You do it all the time.
Wow, here it comes.
Tyler.
The original or like the
original?
The original.
The original. What?
Both were decent. The second one's kind of odd, but the first one.
What I miss?
Yeah, I could take the
Caddyshack
second
was
one.
great.
I mean, the second one does have the good line about what a funzanoon is.
What I miss? I guess I missed.
It's
look at the chat. What?
My chat's like what?
I don't know how to respond to this or ask questions. I'm just saying what in my brain constantly.
Yeah. She's locking it out. It's like Last Jedi.
Yeah, there's a safeguard. Hold on.
But yeah, so Thursday we got a very special show on Static's channel at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Acid's going to join us. Duke Devil's going to be there. Fractured's going to be there. Nomi the Only is going to be there. Horror Amarada is going to be there. My buddy Pettis is going to be there. We are tackling what is woke, the definition of what is woke, because we all think that the term is overused.
It is.
I agree with that.
Overused.
So that's going to be on Rumble and on
Caddyshack. Yeah, Caddyshack's a horseshit movie.
Here it goes. There we go. Guys, we can't say it.
Wow.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got Rodney Dangerfield, outside of Rodney Dangerfield, and the blonde girl. But
he doesn't like Bill Murray or the Gopher. The story is about Bill Murray and the Gopher.
Or Chevy Chase. Can't stand either one of them. It's an aggressively unfunny movie.
Tyler, you're losing points here. People in the chat are ripping you apart.
I don't give a shit, guys.
And on Friday,
lots of people can be wrong in the chat too. That's fine.
So Friday at I think it's 9 p.m. Eastern, I will be on Jed Revan's channel for the Bootleg MFer. That seems to be a lot of
doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like this has been a lot of fun. It's not very organized. It's just a lot of let's go.
I remember he invited me on Foul Ball Productions show like twice or something, and I was like, oh, here's a random invite. I gotcha.
Yeah, I mean so Matt's not doing the MFer anymore, so he is taking over. It is the Roadhouse MFer.
Roadhouse.
Yeah, Roadhouse. But it's been a lot of fun, and it leads into Ball Busters on Dermy Wormy's channel. So it's been a lot of fun. We died laughing. We got shut down for playing for playing Beverly Hills Cop 2 last week.
What?
And we're all in the chat like, hold on, it's coming back. We're still over here laughing. We've been some of us are talking about trying to get him to let us EFAP Porkies. I think that would be a lot of fun. And other than that, I'll be back here Sunday. I'm going to try to get a Across the Spider-Verse video out. I think I have most of it recorded. I'm going to go back to it tonight, pull some assets, and try to get it out before tomorrow.
Pull some ass.
Pull some ass.
Yeah, that's.
Like Tatiana.
But other than that, I am extremely following the Writers Guild and the Actors Guild. I did do a video on the Writers Guild, and YouTube killed it. It has a 5% click-through rating and no views.
Wow.
So we'll see how this one goes. If not, I know I'm doing the right thing, right?
There you go.
Yeah. So other than that, this has been Something Sunday, and we are headed out.
You went full retard, man.